here she comes. Hello everyone. Okay, so here is an update about this Tesla Model X I've got. So what I'm doing right now, I'm actually disassembling the entire front, all the parts that seems to be fine or seems to be broken, cracked, all the plastics inside and underneath the hood. And basically making my inventory. I want to check if I have enough. Well, not that I have enough. Checking my inventory and making sure I have all the right SKU numbers, all the part numbers for the missing parts, for all the broken parts, and I want to exclude the good ones, so I won't order part that I already have. So what I was doing now is basically I took off the reinforced bumper, the black part that goes across the entire frame of the vehicle. Took that down, and I'll show you that right in a second. And I'm trying to get deeper inside and see what other damages I have there. So let's take a look. So basically, as I was taking parts out of the vehicles, I placed them on the concrete in the garage, made pictures for all the parts, separated good and bad ones, made all the lists of the parts I needed according to the part number. Then what I've done is I went to a Tesla online access, part access, and then I searched the parts I have, searched the parts I don't have, made all the necessary records, and then list of parts I'm going to work with and run to the Tesla shop to order them. That is my strategy to fix that vehicle, basically. Here's the vehicle. So my fenders are fine. They weren't damaged during the accident. My headlights, brackets, they're fine as well. So I'm saving tons of money because they're super expensive and they're quite big. They're the size of my arm, like bigger than my arm, like the length. That is the connection for the headlight, so it worked. These ones, the only screw I had the headlight attached. All the other screws, which is here, 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 and a couple more like over here, that were all missing, so I don't have them. I know the size of them right now, it's actually the same one. So when I try to pocket in, and yeah, so they're same. I'm just gonna find out. Tesla sells most of the screws, so once I know which screws, the part number, they'll be able to sell it to me. It doesn't cost much, so it doesn't make any sense to go and buy them on eBay and pay hundreds of dollars for stupid screws. You can get the original ones right from Tesla, which is great, amazing part. I have missing the liner above the wheel, and I have a missing fender round, whatever it's called, plastic. My liner is actually cracked over here. Someone tear it out. Anyway, so what else here from the damages? That part is fine. I have no idea what it is. It's kind of a tank with something inside probably, but it is fine, and the bracket is also fine, no issue. This is the signal. I'm trying to keep all the parts and screws together on the original spot where they belong, so this way I'll be able to keep working on it, and I don't need to memorize a lot and make a lot of videos and pictures. So here is my radiator. So the radiator, I had a cover. So the cover itself, the upper part, this is the part where it goes underneath the storage compartment, the front. So the cover for the radiator was fine, but it had broken, cracked pieces right over here. So what happened here is I took it off, tried to find the SKU number, but I found it online anyway. And I wanted to see if I'd be able to save the radiator without replacing it, and only do the casing with the actual fan, which is right in the fan, right? So it's right in there. Yeah, something like more plastics, right? So anyway, so that is the fan. So I got into that. I was discovering these, so I'm gonna need the casing, which is fine with me. I knew I'm probably gonna need it. I found out that bridge, the crossbar that goes, there's a lot of parts are actually sitting in it. There is all kind of models and such. They're all kind of screwed in, not a big deal, you know, with some bolts, rivets. But that pin is actually broken. If you take a look here, it is broken on the right, it is broken on the left. I don't have any damage for the actual parts and components, besides the bridge itself. So that thing moves because I removed the front, but the bridge itself, I'll show you here. Here, it's all loose from the impact that vehicle had at the front, at the lower end. So what happened is it actually moved the radiator, it broke the bridge, but besides that, everything else is fine. Seems to be fine, no issues. My battery is here, it's running, working. Fuse box, the intake for the cabin ventilation system. I do have the HEPA filter here. Again, no damage for that, which is, you know, $700 Canadian for that to replace. What else here? That is the second headlight bracket, the passenger side. Again, also it's huge. Take a look at the size of it. Over there is the wheel. This is the bracket. It's like half the vehicle. If I take it out, the vehicle would look half the size probably. Anyway, so it has the lighting connection, which is working fine, no problem. The only screw I had holding that light, I took it out. All the other ones are still missing, so again, gotta go get them too. I am missing the liner for that passenger side of the wheel, so again, insurance company, they took it off. And I have, gotta get that screw, the bolt. I have on this side, I do have same missing parts, which is the liner and the plastic cover. Not a big deal. My fender is fine. My cameras are fine, no problems. The only thing I have a little dent right in here, if you can take a look. So I'll be able to pull that piece of metal, you know, it's like a very thin metal, aluminum. I'll be able to pull it out, whatever it needs to. I'll get the touch-up paint, the same one that probably when I'm gonna get the new hood and painted, so I'll ask for extra paint, and I'm gonna touch it up these edges because it has a missing paint, and I won't do more than that because it should be fine. What else here on this side? Over here I have the pump. So here I have the pump. That is, so this bracket is broken. So what it is, it's like here. So what this pump is, here, this cylinder, this is for suspension. This is for the you know, to raise the vehicle and drop it down. So that is the little tank that works and operates when you need it up and down. It actually works. I have no problem with that. It's just the bracket itself broken, and I would have to deal with that. Here's the thing that I'm gonna need it. So besides that, everything else is fine. I do have hundreds of parts that I will need to get, really hundreds, I'm not exaggerating, but majority of them are minor. So my biggest parts, my most expensive parts will be, I'm gonna need to have a new front bumper because this is kind of a damage it has. It doesn't have a structural damage, it has a little dent and it has some rust. Besides that, it's all fine. Actually, I just took it out, and besides that, it's all fine, not a big deal. I can actually use it, reuse it, and, you know, touch it up over there. But I probably won't do it. I will get the new one, make sure it's brand new because it doesn't cost much. Again, through Tesla part division, and they're willing to sell that. Not an issue at all. What else here? So yeah, I'm gonna need a new structural reinforced bumper, an actual bumper with all the pieces inside. Imagine all the fog lights, I have them also good, they're in good condition. All the fog lights, everything that is installed in the front bumper. So what happens with that is actually, there is maybe like at least 30 parts for the front bumper, and you buy them separately, piece by piece, without buying them all together. I mean, you buy them together, but you pay them for a piece by piece separately. It's annoying, but it's a great part, since let's say you damage one of the parts, one of the grills, one of the plastics, one of the whatever for the front or rear bumper, you don't have to buy the whole thing together, the whole set, and pay $2,000, $3,000, $4,000. All you do, you actually get that specific part, go and replace it, and it's super easy to replace it, so you don't have to bother with that. So I need to get a front bumper, front reinforced bumper, that crossbar, new fan, air conditioner fan casing. I'm gonna need to have a hood, a liner, a trim around the liner. Same for that side, for the driver's side. A bracket for the suspension. What else out there? And all the screws I needed. So now, here is another part I'll show you. I'm doing it in all my garage. So these things are actually going underneath the vehicle. So what you see here is, I guess, insurance company, they took it off to inspect the further damages for the vehicle. That would be my only guess. Anyway, so I'd have to put it back. I have all the pieces, they're fine, but I don't have the screws. Tesla is willing to sell the screws for me, no problem again for that. I would just need to reattach everything. I have all the brackets. There is like a foam sponge, kind of a spacer that goes in between the parts. It's just a reassembly. So that part hanging here. So what it is, it has the plastic here installed, and then it has a niche. So that thing goes like that, fits in the space. On my other side, on the passenger side, it was it's still up there. Funny part, that thing is, it has a space for screws, but it doesn't have any screws on it, and a space for screws on the other part. So what Tesla did is they just installed it like that, and they put a piece of scotch tape, like the painter's tape, all this like a paper scotch kind of thing, temporarily until they cover it up with the next piece to hold it in place. So that is how it is installed on the other side. I'll figure out how I'll do it. Maybe I'll use a double tape and put it underneath. That is a kind of a sensor, proximity sensor. I'm not sure what it is. And then I have another one. This thing, I need to find out where it belongs, like what's the exact location. So it was a double tape, like a sticky kind of thing, but it doesn't stick anymore. So I'll have to find out what's the exact spot for that. Underneath the vehicle, I'm gonna need to have, let me give you a quick peek. So it's all fine, no problem there, but I don't have the liners. The liner is basically, the front one is missing. Then my battery is all fine, it has no damages. This is all just dirt. And the back one, I don't have the liner as well, the center one in between the wheels. So I have to get these parts with the screws. And that's beside that, it's all great. So the entire vehicle is here. I'll show you. The Falcon wings are working. So the vehicle actually is in drivable condition. So it is in service mode. Someone put it in, and I'll keep it like that. My only errors is the low battery for the key fob. I had a flat tire that was fixed already, and it's missing the front sensors with the bumper. 6 of them. I had recovered 2 of them from the current bumper. Yeah, but the other ones are not there. So I'll have to get 4 more sensors. They're about $100 each Canadian. Again, part of the expense I assumed I would have to do. But yeah, besides that, the vehicle is in drivable condition. It's working. When I came in here with the U-Haul trailer, I charged the vehicle because battery was dead, 0, and then I actually drove it down myself from the trailer into the garage with the almost flat tire empty. Then I replaced the tire. That cost me 400 Canadians with the foam, with the proper foam. That is my big jug. So it's a brand new tire. The only one I didn't have to get the second one because that vehicle specific one, it has less than 1,000 kilometers. Less than 1,000 kilometers. This is kind of a vehicle I grabbed. So obviously it didn't drive a lot, so I didn't have to do 2 tires. Yeah. So there's a lot of work to do, but it doesn't seem to be very complicated. I would have to still figure out the parts part. And I'll keep you guys posted. So yeah, it looks ugly kind of, but again, it doesn't have much of a damages here, like structure or anything that is crazy. Inside is still new, smells like a new leather. My kids loved it. When they got inside, they were jumping in and picking spots where they're going to be sitting because it's a 3-year-old vehicle. It's a 7-seater. Yeah, it's amazing. It's cool. I am excited. Yeah, so we'll get there. Yeah, just gotta count the inventory and make sure what I need. Keep disassembling something, and then I'm gonna be probably gonna place an order with Tesla either today or tomorrow. And they said it's gonna take them a couple of weeks to get the parts. They said they don't have any backup orders for the vehicle for the parts, so it's all cool. All the parts should be in stock, and obviously it's in California. But yeah, we'll go from there. So my major, so I need to get, basically once I get the bumper and I get that inside bar, I'll be able to start reassembling things in the radiator. And in the meantime, my bumper and the hood could be painted, and we'll go from there. Keep you posted. Stay tuned. It's an excited project, and yeah, we'll go from there. Thanks guys, I was Victor.